I know what you're saying. Why have a leveling guide for an alpha? Well, the reason for that is to help you get through the long grind to be able to actually test the systems. The leveling curve is lengthy. In fact, this is the XP needed for every level. A few levels are missing, but the exponential curve on XP is extreme. And also do note, there's a bump to get from 9 to 10 is actually higher than it is to get from 10 to 11. I will share a public text version of the leveling guide in the description. Genesis Guild members do get a lot more, including some of my favorite grind spots. But in here you will see grind spots, and this is something that you need. As you get higher level, you'll need a place to grind. As for leveling, I recommend grouping up immediately. Even pre-plan your groups like we're doing in Genesis Guild. Once in, go to Gatewatcher Bronson or Pritcher and grab the Welcome to Vera quest, which has you kill 3 goblins. Grab a weapon. There are weapons along the hallway near the Gatewatchers that you can grab and equip because you do not have both weapon slots filled when you first log in. Here's the list of weapons. In general, casters will not have a melee weapon equipped and will want the scepter for the caster stats. Melee will not have a ranged equipped and will want to grab the longbow for the physical power stats. And this is part of the tips portion later, but be sure to spend weapon points in both weapons. The finishers both apply no matter what weapon is equipped, so it is important to have them both filled with talent points. Next, go kill the 3 goblins. This is actually an optional part of the quest, so if it is too crazy, feel free to skip it. But if you get in your group, you will get the tags faster because this area is going to be crazy packed full of people day one. Then you run down the hill, and halfway down the hill, on the way to Lionhold, you will talk to Scout Hadrick. He shines your medallion. Then you follow the path down the Lionhold and turn in the quest to official Talahad. He will have you bind to the gem spring, which is the Ash's name for a respawn point. Bind to that and go to Talahad to finish the quest. The next thing is to head towards the commission board, grab the quest from Herald to complete 1 commission, then go to the commission board and grab all 8 commissions. Then talk to Jaren Umber, grab the Establishing a Settlement quest. Then go to the artisan board to the left of the trade manager NPCs and grab all 8 artisan commissions. Then go to the trades manager's quest giver and grab the Sweat of Your Brow quest. You can only have 10 quests pinned in your journal at once, so press J, open your journal, and then unpin a quest and pin Sweat of Your Brow to see the locations on your minimap where you need to complete these steps. You basically go gather some weathered oak, process it into timber, and then turn that in to make a mining pick, and that continues until you eventually get a mount from the stable master. There's a final step that you can then later turn in at the artisan POIs to the west of Lionhold in Jueva ZOI or northeast in Winstead ZOI. After that, there are goblin caps all around Lionhold. Many of them have a commission attached to them. I recommend grinding these to level 3 as they do have drop tables. If you are lucky, you will get 1 or 2 gear drops, which will be a nice power boost. After level 3, you will want to move to one of these grind spots that I have listed in the leveling guide linked in the description. Again, my favorite grind spots I'm going to keep to Genesis Guild members only. And that is it for leveling. Not much to it. As a quick recap, do Welcome to Vera, the very beginning quest. Do Sweat of Your Brow. You can grab the commissions. They're not that important, but go ahead and grab them. You might as well, and grab the 1 or 2 side quests that you can pick up in Lionhold as well. And then also, I didn't mention this, but sell your glint before you leave Lionhold to go kill the goblins and start leveling, and then before you head out to your grind spot, because selling your glint is important because you can drop it, but once you've sold it and turned it into silver, you can no longer drop it. And also, if you run across an event that is actually working, do it. Events give great rewards, good glint rewards, so always do them if you run across one. Before we get into the tips, a quick word from our sponsor. As for the tips, number 1, starting area node XP splits evenly to all nodes. You can hold on to your commissions that you do complete and wait till you're in a specific node ZOI to turn them in to give the XP to that node. Press J to open your journal and then turn them in with the button at the bottom. Central and Eastern Riverlands is much more developed. Western Riverlands is less developed. Overall, Miroleth and Winstead ZOI are the best developed. Jueva is the 3rd most developed. Weapon XP is pretty quick. Be sure to always have melee and weapon slots filled and always be putting your talent points in. Also always put points into your universal skill tree as well. Next, glint. You can combine stacks of glint to save backspace. Always vendor it when at a vendor to convert it to silver so you don't drop it. Later you can save it to purchase commodities at hunting lodges in a node to get better gold gains from running caravans. But early, always vendor it to protect it from dropping. Here are the values as listed on the leveling and tips page. Number 5, buy gathering bags. Mining is the best, lumberjacking the second best. This is because of the number of slots of each. They are cheap, material space is very limited, so as soon as you can get 2 bags, go ahead and do so. Weapons are the best source of damage stats. Armor is more for mitigation and primary stats. Level 0-9, you can only wear novice or tier 1 gear. 10 to 19 apprentice gear, and 20 to 25 journeyman gear. The power spike every 10 levels from gear is significant. Number 7, buy artisan gear. However, I've tested a lot of it. Doesn't seem to actually do anything, but hopefully they get that fixed soon. Number 8, repair items and repair tools at any vendor. So any vendor that you go to that sells items, bottom left, there's a repair hammer, repair all or repair individual items, just like any MMO. Don't forget to do that periodically. And you need to do the same for your gathering tools as well. You do not get the starting gathering tools until you finish the sweat of your brow quest. Now, I used to get them automatically at the start. So the sweat of your brow quest is pretty much mandatory to do. So you get them out and you get the gathering tools. Fishing is in your skill tree, the skill tab book. There's an artisan tab on the left side you can go to, and you can grab the fishing icon and put it on your bar. Fishing is AFK and free XP right now. There's around a 30-minute AFK timer right now. Once you hit the button to fish, you will fish perpetually until the AFK timer hits. So if you plan to step away for a bit and there's some water nearby, just go fish for some free XP for a while. Cotton is part of the farming profession. Buy the seeds from the vendor. A lot of people struggle to figure out how to find cotton. There's a materials tab on the vendor at every node called Gerald Belfort, and he sells cotton seeds and you can turn those into cotton. Wolves are rough. Do not run from them. Turn around and fight them. And try not to run through a wolf pack or you'll just die. Do not underestimate the early power boost of fruit salad, which comes from the Cookhouse POI, which you'll see is in southern Winstead ZOI, and it's northeast of Lionhold. And then the scribing buffs are also found in the same general area at the laboratory POI. These buffs are fairly cheap and give you a nice early power boost because you won't be able to afford gear yet very early on, and you may not get lucky with goblin gear drops, so go ahead and buy that, and it's a very nice boost, especially the rations, fruit salad, or the other salad for physical users. Always be sure to allocate new points in your class tree and your weapon trees and the universal tree. There's several different tabs when you hit K and open your skills, so make sure you go through all of them. Both weapon finishers can proc their finisher effect, so be sure to equip melee and range weapons and put in talent points in both. You also gain XP on both weapons simultaneously. Make sure to equip your secondary weapon immediately at the start of the game. The artisan POI vendors have more items for sale than Gerald Belfort in Lionhold, and those items are sold without tax like they are in Lionhold. Corruption is absolutely brutal and probably overtuned for now, so do not go corrupt. Learn the flagging rules and how all that works. The only way you can become corrupt in Ashes of Creation is to attack and kill a non-combatant. If you kill a non-combatant, you'll get corrupted, and then you can immediately start to drop items. That's how brutal corruption is, and grinding off one stack of corruption takes forever, so you don't want to get it. Always set a new respawn point when moving around. These are called gem springs now, so always make sure you're setting these, because if you don't, sometimes you could respawn very far away, and if you set your respawn point, it helps to prevent that to a degree anyways. Number 19, don't forget to dodge and active block. A lot of people do not do these things. Dodge by default is control. Active block is like E by default. I have it set to middle mouse button, but active block is more for tanks because the shield does block more, but dodge is very useful. Everybody should be dodging. There's certain mechanics you do learn that you have to dodge. Guild creation is done via a guild scroll with an item from the guild manager, which opens up at level 1 of any node. In his materials tab, there's an item you can buy, and then you go to the scribe and you go to the alchemist tables and you make various components to make the guild scroll, which is made at the scribe. Oh, and I got a bonus one that I thought of while I was editing this, and it's a big one. There's no buyback tab at vendors, which can be quite frustrating. So I've done this many times. I think others have as well. You buy a new piece of gear from the vendor, you forget to close the vendor tab, and then you open up your character pane and you right click the new item and try to equip it, but instead you sell it, and it sells for much less than you bought it for, and you just nuke all that silver or gold or whatever it may be. So be very mindful to not accidentally sell things. The buyback tab needs to get put in as soon as possible. And that's it. I'll see you guys in Vera in a couple days. Thanks for watching.